Hi everyone, my name is Miss Tina and we are at the Palos Heights Public Library today for our kindergarten ready story time. And this story time is all about creativity and art. Now, what type of things do you use to make art and be creative? You can use pencils, you can use markers, you can use paint, crayons, you can use chalk. You can use a lot of things to be creative, and that is what this story time is all about, okay? So the first thing that we do at our story time is we sing our hello song. And to say hello, we put our hand up on our forehead and we say hello. And to say friends, we take our two friends right here and they give each other a hug, okay? So let's start our hello song. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Okay, let's start our story. And our first story is about chalk. The Case of the Missing Chalk Drawings, and it is by Richard Byrne. Okay, let's see what this book is going to be about. The Chalks were having fun drawing when Mrs. Red called them in for lunch. But when the Chalks came back from lunch, they were surprised to find all the flowers are gone. The Chalks started a new drawing, but this time Mrs. Red made a big red fence. That should keep the flowers safe while we go in for a story, she said. But it didn't. After story time, the flowers were gone and so was the fence. Someone is stealing our drawings. Sergeant Blue arrived to investigate and quickly noted some important evidence. The culprit is this tall and very dusty. Sergeant Blue rounded up some suspicious-looking characters. Too thin, too small, too pointy, too tall, too hairy. Please turn around. He's got a dusty red bottom. Case closed, but before Sergeant Blue could put the culprit in prison, the robber fled in a cloud of dust. The Chalks chased the robber, but they could not catch him. The Chalks were stumped. Fortunately, Sergeant Blue had a plan. When the robber came upon a new drawing, he couldn't resist. Rainbow, here I come! The Chalks suddenly leaped out from their hiding places. Robber, caught you! The chalkboard eraser felt wrongly accused. I'm not a robber. I'm an eraser. You draw stuff and I erase it. Then you can draw more stuff. The Chalks felt very guilty. They had made a terrible mistake. Sergeant Blue knew how to make things right. They should all chase the eraser again. But this time, just for fun. The end. Do you play with chalk outside? Or maybe inside on a chalkboard? I think chalk is fun. Okay, now I'm going to move my camera and we're going to look at different shapes that you might draw. Okay, now this is a round shape and it's a ball. What shape do you think it is? It's a circle. Now this shape you might see when you go outside for a walk or when you go riding with mom and dad, and it has, let's count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 sides on a stop sign. It says stop. What shape do you think it is? It's an octagon. You should see if you can find an octagon today. Okay, now this shape has how many sides? 1, 2, 3, 4. And it looks long. What shape do you think it is? It is a rectangle. You might have these paints at home. Okay, you might also have this at home. It's a block. We're only going to count the shapes on the front of the block. Let's see. Let's count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what shape this is. Yes, it has 4 sides. It is a square. Now this is one of Miss Tina's favorite shapes. Do you know what shape this pizza is in? Let's count the sides. 1, 2, 3. This pizza has 3 sides. What shape is it? It is a triangle. And it is a very yummy shape, isn't it? Okay, our next story is called Mouse Paint, and it is by Ellen Stoll Walsh. Let's see. I didn't know that mice could paint, did you? Once there were 3 white mice on a white piece of paper. The cat couldn't find them. One day, while the cat was asleep, the mice saw 3 jars of paint. 1 red, 1 yellow, and 1 blue. They thought it was mouse paint. They climbed right in. Then 1 was red, 1 was yellow, and 1 was blue. They dripped puddles of paint onto the paper. The puddles looked like fun. The red mouse stepped into a yellow puddle and did a little dance. His red feet stirred the yellow puddle until... "Look!" he cried. "Red feet and a yellow puddle make orange." The yellow mouse hopped into a blue puddle. His feet mixed and stirred and mixed until... "Look down," said the red mouse and the blue mouse. "Yellow feet in a blue puddle make green." Then the blue mouse jumped into a red puddle. He splashed and mixed and danced until... Purple! They all shouted. Blue feet in a red puddle make purple. But the paint on their fur got sticky and stiff. So they washed themselves down to a nice, soft white and painted the paper instead. They painted 1 part red and 1 part yellow and 1 part blue. They mixed red and yellow to paint an orange part, yellow and blue to paint a green part, and blue and red to paint a purple part. But they left some white because of the cat. It's another fun story. I like to paint, do you? Okay, now I am going to say a rhyme about lots of colors on a blanket. And you need to guess which color I'm going to be talking about, okay? So I'm going to say the first part of the rhyme. There's 4 parts. I once had a blanket. It was fluffy and new. I once had a blanket, and its color was blue. Okay, now we're on the second part. I once had a blanket, the prettiest I've seen. I once had a blanket, and its color was... I'm going to give you a hint. If you mix yellow and blue, you get green. Okay, now we're on the third part. I once had a blanket, soft as a pillow. I once had a blanket, and its color was... Now this color is the color of the sun. Yellow. Okay, last part, fourth part. I once had a blanket at the foot of my bed. I once had a blanket, and its color was... We see the color right here. And its color was red. Great job. Now we are going to read our last story. And our last story is titled Niko Draws a Feeling, and it is by Raczka. Niko loved to make pictures. Everywhere he went, he carried a box of colored pencils and a pad of paper. Because everywhere he looked, he saw something that inspired him. It might be a mother bird building her nest, or the low autumn sun peeking out from behind a cloud, or the ice cream truck ring-a-linging down the street. When Niko was inspired, it felt like a window opening in his brain. An idea would flit through the open window like a butterfly fluttered down to his stomach, then along his arms and fingers to his pencils, where it would escape onto his paper in a whirlwind of color. It was a wonderful feeling, and Niko tried to capture it as often as he could. Sometimes he showed his pictures to his friends. "What is it?" one of them would ask. "It's the ringling of the ice cream truck," Niko would answer. "It doesn't look like the ice cream truck," someone would say. "It's not the ice cream truck," Niko would explain. "It's the ringling." "Where's the bell?" "It's not the bell. It's the ringling." "I don't get it." Sometimes he showed his pictures to his parents. "What is it?" his mom would ask. "It's the warmth of the sun on my face," Niko would answer. "I don't see the sun," his dad would say. "It's not the sun, it's the warmth." "Where's your face?" "It's not my face, it's the warmth." "Oh." Once he showed a picture to his teacher, Miss Reed. "What is it?" Miss Reed asked. "It's the hard work of a mother robin building her nest," Niko answered. "Where's the robin?" "It's not a robin, it's her hard work." "So this is the nest?" "It's not the nest, it's her hard work." "I see." But Miss Reed didn't see. None of them did. One night, Niko sat on his bed thinking about all the pictures taped to his walls. Then he looked at himself in the mirror. He was inspired to make another picture. Only this one he taped to the back of his door where no one else could see it. The next day, Niko was heading out with his paper and colored pencils when he noticed a moving truck next door and a girl about his age. "Hi," said the girl. "I'm Iris." "I'm Niko. Hi." "What are you doing with that stuff?" "This? Nothing." "Are you going to draw?" "Well, yeah. I like to make pictures." "Can I see them?" "I don't know," he said. "You might not like them." "But I might," Iris answered. Niko decided it would be rude to say no, so he invited Iris over. When they got to his room, Niko waited for her questions. But she just looked and looked. Finally, after looking at every picture in the room, Iris discovered the one behind the door. "Wow," said Iris. "What?" said Niko. "You must have been sad when you made this picture." "How did you know?" Iris thought. "It looks like how I feel. You know, sad because I had to move." Suddenly, Niko felt a window opening in his brain. "Can I make a picture for you?" asked Niko. "For me? Sure," said Iris. Like a butterfly, an idea flitted through the open window, fluttered down to his stomach, then along his arm and fingers to his colored pencils, where it escaped onto his paper in a whirlwind of color. When he finished, he handed the picture to Iris. This time, Niko asked the question, "What is it?" Iris looked at the picture for a long time without saying a word. At last, she looked up at Niko. "I'm not sure exactly, but it makes me feel like I made a new friend." Niko stared at Iris. "You can see that?" "I can feel it," Iris replied, "like a butterfly landing on my finger." "A butterfly?" asked Niko. "I know, it sounds weird." Niko smiled. "Not to me." The end. I hope you enjoyed our story time today about creativity, and maybe you want to go and make your own creative masterpiece. Okay? Now we are going to say goodbye. And to say goodbye, we take our hand and we say goodbye. And to say friends, we still take our friends right here and they give each other a hug. Okay, let's sing our goodbye song. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye, friends. I'll see you next time.